I live on the edge where cells splinter off and leave behind their halos. Episode 3, Design Wall Podcast. Figure out what games I'm talking about this week. From just from that title, you know. Actually, no. Now that I look at it, should have worn this shirt last week. Or never mind. Spoiler next week. First game, Mirror's Edge. Okay. Now, little disclaimer here. I've never played the full game of this. I played the demo. I watched all the reviews, watched a bunch of walkthroughs, and read some stuff online. So I was going to talk about something that I feel DICE did incorrectly with that game. Could be wrong, because I never actually played through the entire thing. And the thing I'm actually going to talk about isn't one of those small little golden nuggets of design, you know. This is going to be something pretty big. Nah, maybe not huge, but it's a big gameplay feature in Mirror's Edge. Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know, Mirror's Edge is the first-person free-running game, or first-person parkour. Alright, run around, jump on ledges and stuff in a kind of totalitarian, whatever that word is, where everything's all like glowy and fuzzy. No, not glowy and fuzzy, but like perfect kind of thing, right? So they use very like primitive colors. You know, it's good art style and everything. But you know, it's running around, jumping on ledges, first person and everything. Now, that's the premise of the game, is that you run around and jump on these ledges and do this awesome free running stuff, you know. Hit the ground, you roll, run on walls, climb up ledges, slide under stuff, and all this crazy stuff. And also, there are guns, okay? Now, I know what some of you are saying. You're like, yes, guns, you know, every game needs guns. No, it does not. This game, it doesn't feel like it should be even using guns, right? It's a very fast-paced running game where it's supposed to be very agile. But in this game, when you get the gun, what happens is you become very stagnant, right? You can't do any of your parkour stuff without dropping your gun, right? So no more jumping over ledges or nothing. You have to stay in the first-person shooter genre, basically, right? You have to stay on the ground, you know, crouch, whatever, kind of dipping forth out behind cover. And you know, that's not bad. You know, some games thrive on that. Some games are great because of that. But not Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge was great because it was so different with the first-person parkour thing, and it had a nice feel to it, and a very nice flow and speed. And when we picked up the gun, that flow and speed kind of shut down, right? And something you can I can kind of describe with this is a term I actually came up with. It's called the relative area of play, or the cool acronym RAP. Yeah, it's gonna be big. Tell your friends. Anyway, so RAP is basically describing the physical area you can play in. Okay, not the huge pretty skybox that they make for you, but the physical area you can walk around in and then you can actually interact with. Okay, so in terms of Halo, with this relative area of play, when you were just a Master Chief, not in a vehicle or anything, you had this much room. When you get into a vehicle, you all of a sudden had this much room. Okay? This makes it so that your the area you can move in is relatively the same to the size and speed of your character. So getting from one end of the area to another, walking, is about the same time as one end to the other with vehicle. Vehicles are usually a bit faster. You know, they're vehicles you're meant to feel like you're really going through an area quickly. But generally it's the same. Even with the way the vehicle controls, you still have the same movement almost as you would as Master Chief, right? Ghost, you can kind of strafe back and forth. Warthog, you can whip your tail around and go in and out fast. You don't lose your like momentum or walkingness, whatever that word is. You know, obviously, you know, yeah, get a tank, get a wraith, whatever, it slows you down a lot. But the area is still relatively the same. You know, so you get in a vehicle, get a bigger area. You're not in a vehicle in a little tiny cramped room, or you're not like gonna walk across Skyrim in that game, right? You're always in the same kind of area, and that helps with keeping the battles the same, keeping the feel the same throughout the game. Now, with Mirror's Edge, putting a gun in the player's hand stops their movement, stops the relative area of play. It just shrinks it down quite a bit. And you know, you're probably thinking like, oh, well, they can still move around and all this stuff, but not nearly to the point that they could before. The core gameplay, the reason why people love, like, I mean, no, maybe not the reason why people love this game. The reason why I love this game, it just gets diminished with that, just completely. And some of you are thinking like, okay, well, maybe how would they do combat then? You know, yes, they had their first-person fighting thing, but you know, how will you fight someone with a gun who's far away? You know, it's kind of hard to work around in a story or in a level. Well, what I thought is that the gun is firing at you, right? And you can run. Use your free running. Use the parkour. Use the core mechanics of the game. Run over stuff, under stuff, around stuff to get behind them. You know, so if you move fast enough and fluidly enough, the AI won't hit you as much, or it won't hit you all if you're good enough. And that's how you use the free running mechanics to beat people with guns, right? Just make so you can't pick up the guns when you beat them, and then you get the same flow, the same hecticness, because you know it's like I gotta run, the bullets are flying past my head. It's almost like that, like in movies when you see the protagonist, you know, he's running slow motion, bullets flying past every which way and all that stuff, right? You go poof, poof, poof. See dust flying everywhere. It's pretty much that in real time, right? You're running past, guys are firing, your bullets are flying past your head, and you got to keep moving or you're going to get hit. And that's all in real time, that's all interactive. It's much better than seeing in a cutscene because it's you physically doing it instead of you watching someone do it, right? So there it increases the cinematicness of games, which developers love these days, and it really complements the gameplay and just like is the gameplay to its core through the entire thing. Moving on, I am going to talk about Halo 4. Okay, now obviously haven't played this game, isn't out yet, didn't go to PAX or anything, so I haven't played it. I have seen a lot of stuff on it, and yes, this is actually being recorded a while after when I actually wrote it, but what I'm still saying is still there and still holds true, I think. There are other things now that I want to talk about, but I'm just going to talk about this for now. Later videos, okay? What I'm going to talk about is Forerunner Vision. Big controversial topic, okay? A lot of people think it's great, a lot of people think it sucks. You know, I am on the boat thinking it sucks, personally. Just from what I've seen. Now, I'm not just going like, oh, you can see through walls and all that stuff, okay? Yes, there is the whole thing where you can see through walls and get pre-shots off, you know? Guys walking around the other side of the wall, you fire a rocket a few feet in front of him, he dies randomly from somewhere, right? It's like, bang, die, instant death from you don't know where. And it's almost like in a random grenade throwing you in Call of Duty. You know, someone spawns, throws a grenade up in the air, falls down, blows you up on the other side of the map. Nothing you can really do about that sometimes, and it's just instant death. Don't know why. It frustrates people, and people can get frustrated. Another obvious downside to Armor Lock is that the skill of map movement all of a sudden gets kind of diminished, right? What happens is, let's say you got this level, right? It's amazingly designed level. And blue starts here, right? It goes all the way around, comes up over here, around here, over there, through there, and all that stuff, and gets to the flag, right? So it does this probably takes him a long time to do that. Sneak around, make sure he doesn't get seen or anything. And then this red guy is just chilling there. I see you from behind the wall where you could have not possibly known I was there, right? It kind of like, okay, the very skillful player who has great map movement is no longer able, that gets nullified, pretty much, right? It's like, yes, balance the playing field for the guys who aren't so good, but reward skill. You know, so many games don't reward skill as much as they should nowadays, and this game's just like, nope, all those skill stuff, we're just gonna let someone see how good, like, all the great players get into their base, you know. That shouldn't be. The bad players shouldn't be playing against good players anyways, but, you know, it's all a progressive system now, so that's gonna happen. Maybe another day I'll rant about the progressive system in games. But one thing that I haven't seen online at all, maybe there is, I don't know, but Foreigner Vision can be likened to Armor Lock. Not just because, oh, this is the armor ability people are either going to hate or love and abuse, okay? Because the negative secondary effects of Armor Lock was that it stopped the flow of gameplay. You know, okay, I've been talking a lot about flow of gameplay. I don't know why. It's just what comes up. I guess I notice it more for some reason. I don't know. But what happened with Armor Lock and Reach was you are fighting this guy, right? 1-on-1 or 3-on-1, whatever. He armor locks, okay? Now you're all standing there, waiting. You know, stop shooting, whatever. Maybe throw a grenade or two. But pretty much you're just waiting. And it's like, I don't want to leave because, you know, I want that kill. You know, so the drive to get that kill, drive to win, I want to leave. So you're standing there. Eventually, you're probably going to get shot by other teammates. But the point is that the flow breaks, the fighting stops, just nothing, right? And I've seen a few things where they say that Foreigner Vision, you'll be able to know when you're being looked at with Foreigner Vision, like a noise or an icon or something. I don't know if that's true. But if it is, that's going to happen again, right? You're going to hear that noise, and it's going to be like, someone's looking at me. I'm not going to go, I'm not going to leave where I am. If I go around that corner, he could kill me. Go around that corner, he could kill me. I don't know where he is. The guy with Foreigner Vision is like, I'm just going to sit here and wait for him to come around the corner, right? A lot of people say, oh, that's camping. Yeah, that's camping. And you know what? It's going to happen. It will happen. There is no doubt about that, right? Just sitting there, waiting for the guy to come around the corner with Foreigner Vision, that's either going to increase camping like that, or it's going to stop this other guy and be like, I can't move. I can't go around any corner. I don't know where he is. He has the upper hand. Where do I go? Kind of thing, right? It's going to stop it. He's not going to move. He might run back and then not advance anything, kind of thing, right? So I think that's what's going to happen in Foreigner Vision if those facts are true. And it would appear I'm running a little low on time, so I'm going to try and finish it really fast. Okay, another thing. Score in Halo Reach, or Halo 4, it goes up by 10 now, okay? Yeah, boo, 10. Now, 10 not as in, you know, every kill, 10 points flash up on the screen. I agree with that because then you can say assist are less than 10, and saying, instead of saying assist are like 0.05, you can say assist are 5. Okay, so that makes it easier. But when you're adding the score in Team Slayer, don't make that go up by 10. Come on. It's much easier to see when you have all this hectic stuff going on that 30, like our team has 32 kills instead of our team has 320 points. Okay, how many kills left? Let's see, 320 goes to 500, you know, just going on like that. It's one more step you have to do to figure out what your score is. Yes, you know, if Halo 4 is falling in the trap of every game must be bigger, better, and just more insane, you know. It's like Call of Duty. Call of Duty 4 gave you like, what, 5 points a kill? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 gave you 10 points a kill, right? That's just what it does. The more numbers you get, the better. Like, not really sarcasm. The more numbers you get, the better. That's what developers think, and that's true. The Skinner box mentality of give them more, throw more at them, you know, they want that. That's the whole thing with just going up like that, right? It's almost like power creep with points. It's points creep. So, you know, yeah, next one I had was like that. Not quite sure why. I think it was going on to a point of it's easier to see you got 7 points than you got a seventh of a point, right? So, yes, have it for the points that flash up so you can get lower than 10, not lower than 1 kind of thing, right? Okay, I have like 40 seconds left. So, next game. James Bond kind of thing. Guess what game that is? Splinter Cell, okay? Splinter Cell Black List looks like James Bond, or, I don't know, a 24 game, or a Jason Bourne game, okay? They have recently come out saying that there is stealth in the game. Yeah, there is, but gamers have the mentality to take the easiest way possible. Even they know there's a harder way, if the easy way is directly available for them, they will want to go for that. Okay, yes, set it to a harder difficulty, but if you can set off a nuke inside a little tiny ball of people, you're probably going to do it, and it's going to break the game that way. Like 4 seconds, okay? Yeah, see you guys next time.